So as what I mentioned earlier, the topic number 3 or module number 3 is about preparing the security or system security plan. Controls that will be implemented in the future, no, as well as the resources that will be used in the future are all part of security planning. Personnel, contractors, equipment, software, and financial allocations are all example of the resources. So if you have security controls in the planning stage but won't be implemented for a while, we need to discuss them under the section on security planning. If you want to hire a security administrator or security engineer in the coming fiscal year and have budgeted funds to do so, make careful to include this if you plan to produce new intrusion detection system, antivirus software, single sign-on systems, or anything else that will address existing vulnerabilities. Security planning refers to security efforts that will help your organizations improve its security posture in the future. Only by working in a tandem with the organization's information security policy can an organization's information security endeavor be successful. So the cornerstone for the information security architecture and design is policy, standards, and practices, which are the foundation of an information security program. So the design and upkeep of these elements necessitates careful planning. It's difficult to overstate the importance of planning in today's business because all organizations except the tiniest engage in some planning, strategic planning to manage resource allocation, and contingency planning to prepare for business environment risk. Strategic planning, no, lays out the long-term course of actions for the entire organization as well as each of its constituent section. Organizational activities and resources should be directed toward particular, no, well-defined goals through strategic planning. Following the development of a general strategy, an organization must develop an overall strategic plan by expanding the general strategy into strategic plans for significant divisions. So the plan objectives are then translated into more detailed objectives for the level, of course, by which levels of each division. The executive team, most commonly kapag malalaking company, katulad ng CEO, minsan naman COO, CFO, CIO, and so on, must first establish specific tasks, no, in order to execute this broad strategy and put the overall strategy into action. So converting goals from one strategic level to the next lower level is more art and science. In my opinion, no, it is dependent, no, on a executive capacity to know and grasp the organization's strategic goals, to recognize and appreciate each until strategic and tactical companies, and to negotiate with peers, superiors, and subordinates. This combination of competency aids in achieving the right goal to capacity ratio. I just want to share a presentation on the discussion of this topic.
Planning a trip to Manila, explore the culture, explore the food.
Information security planning and governance. Planning levels. Within planning, there are four major categories: strategic, tactical, operational, and contingency planning. Strategic planning is a process that organizations use to determine their goals and objectives. Planning and thus CISO. A cybersecurity strategy offers a clear, detailed plan that standardizes security across an organization. It helps CISOs shift from reactive to proactive security, ensuring that they are ready and prepared to respond to various relevant threats. Information security governance. IT security governance is the system by which an organization directs and controls IT security. IT security governance should not be confused with IT security management. Information security governance is a strategic planning duty that has become increasingly important in recent years. Governance is defined as the set of responsibilities and processes exercised by the board of directors and executive management with the goal of providing strategic direction. Information security governance outcomes. Information security must be strategically aligned with business strategy to meet corporate goals. Risk management, which entails taking the necessary steps to manage and mitigate hazards to information assets. Resource management by efficiently and effectively employing information security expertise and infrastructure. Measure, monitor, and report information security governance metrics to ensure the organizational goals are accomplished. Increasing the value of information security investments in support of corporate goals. Governance framework. Frameworks are the structures of government and reflects the interrelated relationships, factors, and other influence upon the institution. Governance strategies often used interchangeably with governance framework as they both refer to the structure of the governance of the organization. Information security policy, standards, and practice. Never go against the law. If confronted in court, be prepared to defend yourself. Properly implemented to widespread distribution and documented acceptance. Policy, dissemination, review, comprehension, compliance, uniform enforcement. Enterprise information security policy. An enterprise information security policy details what a company's philosophy is on security and helps to set the direction, scope, and tone for all an organization's security efforts. Enterprise security is the process of securing private data and information assets using solutions that can scale across dynamic and highly distributed environments. Statement of policy, scope and applicability, definition of technology address, responsibilities. Unauthorized access and usage of equipment, user access, fair and responsible use, protection of privacy. Prohibited use of equipment, descriptive use of niche use, criminal use, offensive or harassing materials, copyright or other restriction. System management, management of stored materials, employer monitoring, virus protection, physical security, encryption. Violation of policy, procedures for reporting violation, penalties for violations. Policy reviews and modifications, scheduled review of policy procedures for modifications. Legal disclaimers, limitations of liability, statements of liability, other disclaimers are needed. Policy management. Policy management is the process of creating, communicating, and maintaining policies and procedures within an organization. An effective policy management system can mitigate risk in two ways. First, it makes policies more quickly accessible to direct care staff, guiding care and safety decisions. Responsible individual. DRI stands for directly responsible individual. It's a title given to the person who is ultimately responsible for a decision or making sure a project or task is completed. Why it is important to be responsible individual? Each step we take towards being responsible and productive helps to raise our self-esteem and our relationship with friends, family, and co-workers improve tenfold. Being responsible pays big dividend. We have much less stress and chaos in our lives and we gain the respect of others. Schedules of review. The most important single component of any real business plan, lean plan, traditional plan, or any kind of plan, is a review schedule. This sets the plan into the context of management. Everybody involved needs to review the plan regularly and revised as needed. The main purpose of project baseline schedule review is to analyze the schedule health, structure, and critical path and compliance with the work under the contract or other terminology. Scope of work prior to acceptance and approval of baseline schedule. Review procedure and practices. Review procedure means the court of second instance examines each case in full and it's not bound by the arguments of the accusation, appeal, or protest. The purpose of a comprehensive review is to take an in-depth look in existing administrative policies and associated documents such as procedures. Regular reviewing your policies and procedures keep your organization up to date with the latest regulation and technology as well as consistent with the industry best practices. Policies and revision date. Revised date showing the last time that the model content was changed or updated. Automated policy management. Policy management automation platforms improve operational efficiency and significantly mitigate risk by enabling policy and legal teams to systematically reduce the potential for reputational damage. Ultimately, policy management solutions enable organizations to build an ethical and defensible compliance program. The Information Security Blueprint. The Information Security Blueprint is a set of strategies that are to protect the company's data. Also, it is by letting unauthorized people have access to it in various ways. In addition to protecting the company's data on paper, for example, in a computer installed in the office. The ISO 27000 series NIST Special Publication SP 812 NIST Special Publication 814 NIST Special Publication 818 Rev 1. Baselining and best business practice. Drawing upon a conceptualized, we define a best baseline practice approach as a context flexi reference approach consisting of processes, tools, techniques, and method which can be scaled on the basis of complexity, context, and work involved in the project. Design of security architecture. Security architecture and design looks at how information security controls and safeguards are implemented in IT systems in order to protect the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of the data that are used, processed, and stored in those systems. Levels of controls. Management, there are varying levels of control: strategic, highest level; operational, mid-level; and tactical, low level. Imagine the president of company decides to build new company headquarters, operational controls, and technical controls.
Are you coming towards the end of your career and you're starting to worry that you've run?
Define the defense in depth. The defense in depth is a strategy that leverages multiple security measures to protect an organization's assets. The thinking is that if one line of defense is compromised, additional layers exist as a backup to ensure that threats are stopped along the way. Security education, training, and awareness program. Security education can be described as a learning initiative that is aimed at reducing the total number of security loopholes that are likely to occur due to lack of employee awareness. Security training is a formal process for education employees and third-party stakeholders like contractors and business partners. Security awareness is a strategy used by IT and security professionals to prevent and mitigate user risk, threat attack identification, and prioritization. Help prioritize threats, ensuring the resources and attenuation are distributed effectively. This prioritization can be applied during planning, design, and implementation of security to ensure that solutions are effective as possible, ensures defense are in line with evolving threats. Business unit analysis. Business unit analysis is ineffective where a company reviews each unit in order to assess its effectiveness and efficiency. The review may take place under the unit's manager and organizational manager, which ensure objectivity in review process. Business unit or BU refers to division, facility, or department of an organization. Potential damage assessment. Damage assessment are the critical steps taken on the path achieving restoration of natural resources injured through the release an of oil or hazardous substance. They are used to determine the nature and extent of injury and amount of damage caused by the release. Incident response planning. An incident response plan is a set of instruction to help IT staff detect, respond to, and recover from network security incidents. These types of plans address issues that cybercrime, data loss, and service outage that threaten daily work. Testing. Checklist, a structured walkthrough, simulation, parallel, and full interruption. Incident indicators. Unknown file discovered, unknown programs, unusual use of computing resources, system crashes that are out of ordinary. The four categories of event listing below are likely incident indication: unexpected activities, new accounts, attack reported by users, notification from IDPS. Incident reaction, documenting an incident. Write about the facts that who, what, where, when, and how. Include the impact of behavior. Describe any attempt to invert, discuss, and mitigate the issues and how the person responded to that. Incident containment strategies, a function that assists to limit and prevent further damage from happening along with ensuring that there is no destruction or forced evidence that may be needed for legal actions against the attackers later. Incident recovery. Incident response is a way in which you manage the aftermath of an IT security breach or failure. Prioritize of efforts. This means deciding what order tasks should be completed based on importance and immediacy, allowing you to get things done in the most effective way possible. Prioritizing your daily tasks will help you organize your time efficiently and boost your productivity. Damage assessment. Damage assessment is the process of determining the nature and extent of loss, suffering, and or harm to community resulting from a natural, accidental, or human-caused disaster. Backup media. Backup media means media, such as disk drive, and tapes into which backup systems stored electronic data. Backup media does not include media such as CD or DVDs and USB flash drive on which an individual user stores unique relevant documents. Disaster Recovery Plan. Disaster Recovery Plan or DRP is a documented structure approach that describes how an organization can quickly resume work after an unplanned incident. A DRP is an essential part of business continuity plan. Business continuity plan. The business continuity planning or BCP is a document that consists the critical information of organization need to continue operating during an unplanned event. The BCP states the essential function of business, identifies which system and process must be sustained, and detail how to maintain them. Continuity strategy, hot sites, warm sites, cold sites, time shares, service bureaus, mutual agreements. Crisis management. Crisis management is application of strategy designed to help an organization deal with a sudden and significant negative event. A crisis can occur as a result of unpredictable event or an unforeseeable consequence of some events that had been considered as a potential risk. Law enforcement involved. federal authorities, state investigate service, local law enforcement. Thank you for listening.
Okay, so based on the given presentation, no, we need to consider the planning levels, no? After translating the organization's overarching strategic plan into strategic plans for each major division or operation, the next stage is to transform these plans into tactical objectives that work toward concrete, quantifiable, achievable, and time-bound goals, or sometimes nating SMART. Strategic planning is to turn broad, vague, and sweeping statement into more particular and actionable goals. Tactical plans are used to produce operational plans, which are then based on a strategic plan. Now, most commonly, no, we have, of course, the planning and the CISO. No? The CISO and the Information Security Management Team first priority is to develop a strategic plan to achieve the organizational information security goals. No? While each organization's creation and distribution of a strategic plan may have its own format, the fundamental principle of planning are common to all sorts of businesses. No? The plan is a living document that details how the CISO or CISO and other members of the organization will carry out the information security chapters goals as stated in the corporate information security policy. We need to consider, of course, the governance, no, the information security policy, standards, and practices, no. When it comes to policy, we need to look into the dissemination or distribution, no. We need to review, like reading, no, comprehension or understanding, compliance or agreement, and uniform enforcement. We have, of course, what we call enterprise information security policy. So a general security policy in which organizational security policy, IT security policy, or information security policy are all terms used to describe an enterprise information security policy. So another, of course, is the components, no, of the EISP, no, statement of purpose, information security elements, no, need of information security responsibilities and roles, reference to other information standard and guidelines. We need also to understand the components of an ISSP, wherein we have the statement of policy, no, authorized access and usage of equipment, prohibited usage of equipment, no, system management, violation of policy, policy review and modification, and limitation of liability. We, of course, consider some system management, violations policy, policy review and modifications, limitations of liability, system-specific policy, managerial guidance, SISPs, and so on. We have also actually technical specifications, SISPs, no, and access control list to consider. Most commonly, no, we have created also a configuration role policies, policy management, no, responsible individual for this policy, schedule of reviews must be defined, no, and review procedures and practices must be easier, that the policy manager should set up a system that allows people to submit revision, suggestions anonymously via email. Kasi syempre, better for us na anonymous siya. Then right after that, we need to revise policy and revision date at the same time, automated policy management, and the information security blueprint. No, I think we need also to discuss, or not to discuss, but to research on the ISO 27000 series for us to understand the Code of Practice for Information Security Management, which was initially published as British Standard NBS 7799, is one of the most extensively used security models. No? The International Organization of Standardization, ISO, and the International Electrotechnical Commissions accepted this Code of Practice as ISO ISC 17799, no? An international standard framework for information security. That is way back 2000. No? So we have, of course, the ISO/IEC 27002 is intended naman for provide recommendations for information security management for the use by individuals who are responsible for starting, implementing, or maintaining security in their organizations. No? Whereas ISO 27002 focuses on the broad overview of many aspects of security, including the 127 controls over 10 broad areas of 27001, focus on how to implement ISO/IEC 27002 and how to set up an information security management system, no, which depicts the process, generally, methodology, and essential steps. No? Yun yung ISO standard focus on security. We need also to understand the plan, do, check, act. No? Yung tinatawag natin na plan, do, and check. That is ISO under ISO/IEC 27001. Okay? Actually, you have a lot of standards, no? Meron pa nga tayong NIST special publication, NIST is 814 or nag-start yan sa 12, then 14, and so on and so forth. It's very technical, when it comes to the security control and policy making of this topic, no? What else? So I think that's it for chapter number 3.